Hi everybody, Brett Beck, altitude scale model with another Sprue review. This time for a kit we've been waiting for a long time. Ever since it was announced, the only one we've got is the 48 scale testers one, which is not awful, but not as good as this is going to be. ICM's OV-10A Bronco 48 scale, kit number 48300. Look at that beautiful box art. So, I just got these in today from overseas. Or if you can read that, because it's black against camo background. It's a little about the aircraft. Here are 4 schemes. And that's about it. I have not unsealed this box. Touched it, looked at it. Being how it's ICM, it's going to be a box within a box. It's going to have this outer sleeve. Like so. Outer sleeve. Inner box. Flap opening box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 screws, instructions. Multiple screws in bags. So there's 2 bags. Let's get this party started. Everything out of this bag first. Glue parts over there. Well, looks like we're starting with the wings. Come on in. Amazing ICM detail. Rivets galore. Raised, recessed panel lines. You really feel the rivets over the nacelles. Recessed rivets on the wings along with recessed panel lines. There's a row raised right along there. Sorry, right along there. No flash, of course, brand new kit. All the ejector pin marks out of the way. Look at this beautiful detail. Ay caramba. You know, I've got the big old Kitty Hawk, is it? 32nd scale one of these. Which, if you have patience and time, builds up to a nice kit. You just have to do a little added work. But you see all the detail all around. Doors. No ejector pin marks inside of those. And as I said, they're all on the outside. Sorry, inside. Just maybe you may need to sand some of them down to get a good fit, but there they are. Here's what we're starting with. Top and the bottom of the wing. Looking good to start with. Let's look at 2 sides of the nacelle. Okay. This one's on a sprue by itself. This one's on the sprue with, looks like, the flap. So I'll start on this one. Again, raised rivets, recessed panel lines. That beautiful detail. I wish my tester's kit was handy so I could compare, but it wouldn't even be a comparison. I know I have one, I'm just not sure where it is. Rivets run, panel lines run all the way under without any interruption. Inside, no real detail, but also no ejector pin marks in the way. These are the ones on the other side, with same with the flaps. And you got the swirl marks from the injection process, but that'll be covered in primer and paint. Again, these are recessed rivets. These are raised rivets. But there's a row of raised right there. Okay. Next, we've got this, which is all raised rivets, which is just covering part of the nacelle, top or bottom. Fuselage halves, instrument panel, prop, more instrument panels, looks like exhaust. I'm guessing this is the bottom of the fuselage probably. Antennas, so let's just start right here. Great detail in the instrument panels. I'm assuming there's decals, but we'll find that out later. Again, recessed rivets. There is no flash or seam line on either of the props. These are, of course, just had a brain fart, you know, where they attach weapons and fuel lines. Recessed rivets on the fuselage halves. Very smooth, very nice plastic. This, again, this part is recessed rivets. Here, another instrument panel. Thinking that's your front combing right there. There is some detail inside the fuselage for the cockpit. You know, there's a big greenhouse on this thing, so. But again, all the ejector pin marks look to be out of the way. I like the back of these instrument panels. You could run wiring through, that's how they're set, like the instruments are set into it. So these obviously you can see through the glass. Very nice touch. Alright, get this out of the way. And we'll open our next bag, which looks to be interior and weapons and landing gear and fuel pods. So we're going to start with the interior tub, sidewalls, looks like flaps and rudders, one tank, two seats, landing gear struts, I don't see any, well, maybe a little bit of burring on the landing gear struts. Well, you can see it right there. But nothing a swipe with a sander or a scraper won't take care of. So this is the back side of the sprue. See, these are one piece, raised for your flaps and ailerons. Same with this one right here. Okay, so you've got side instrument panels, switches, possibly circuit breakers, side panels. Here again these are one piece. Top of your fuel tank, looking good. There's your floor, your cockpit. Seats. Thinking these are rudders. In these control surfaces, these are not one piece, these go together. Antenna, landing gear struts. Now it looks like on here, these have vortex generators, and same with that other flap. And they're raised nicely. So, two sprues of this, which has got landing gear, more control surfaces. Make sure they're the same. Yes, they are. Backs of the seats, seat cushions, control sticks, guns, more antennas, windshield wipers. These are your rudders right here. So as wrong before, your wheels which don't look flat spotted. Your prop noses. Your gun tips are not hollowed out. So here's where your prop's going to go, the front of the engine. There's no engine detail yet that I've seen. Seat cushions got some detail. Here are more control surfaces. These are recessed. More seat cushion. with some detail. Detail on the rudder pedals. A little bit of tread on the tires. They're in two halves. It doesn't look like there's weight on them. Control surfaces, there's the guns. I said they're not hollowed out on the tip. Other side. Looking good. So, like I said, two of those. Next up, these matching. These are also matching weapons. So we'll look at one of those. Really nice detail on the rocket pods. This one's opened on the end. This one's not. Your bombs. Your fins. So nice little weapons loadout. Your rocket tips. And like I said, this one is hollowed out for this rockets. Your fins. It's very nicely molded. Looks like last up are the clear parts, which are pretty well flat. Take them out anyway. I can figure out how to get in the bag. So, beautifully crystal clear, no distortion, not overly thick, very nice looking clear parts. So let's put them back in the bag so they don't get scratched. Here's your instructions. Somewhere in there's our decals. There we go. Start there. So ICM uses this really blue paper. Here's your stencils and your armament ones. They look really good. Close carrier film. Okay. And then your regular walkway. There's all your instrument ones. It's one sheet, not as individual dials. Marine Navy. Ooh, shark mouth. Really good, really close carrier film. And there's a bit around the U.S. Air Force One. And then between the numbers and the Marines and the Navy, of course. Nothing a good solution won't be able to get down. Here's your instrument panels. So, two nice looking sets of decals and instructions. Zoom back out. So, color callouts, ICM paints, Revel paints, Tamiya paints. I've never tried ICM paints. I'm not sure which brand they are being manufactured by, but there you go. And a little bit about the aircraft in, I'm assuming, Ukrainian and English. Alright, sprue mats. Nothing marked off, so I don't know if that means we're using it all or they just didn't mark it off. Okay, we're going to start with the seats. They are ejector seats, at least that one is. There's only one seat. Maybe there's only one seat. And it is an ejector seat. Remember, I'm not an aircraft expert, I just like the model. So you're going to put your decals in, you're doing your rudders, putting all that in. Oh, there are two seats. Your whole cockpit's going together, your bulkheads, your side panels, your combing, your radio equipment, your circuit breakers. And you're putting everything into one half of the fuselage. So you can use part F1 as a template. You can use part F2 as a template. Putting the two halves of the fuselage together. Your landing gear looks like can go in. It's got to go in before. Maybe not. You'll have to look and see. But yeah, because it attaches to the side, so your landing gear's got to go in before you put the bottom of the fuselage on. Excuse me. Drill some holes for some pylons. And there you go. Your wheel can stay off until after you paint, so that's good. Putting your guns in your lower pylon area and your flaps. Again, drill some more holes. Flaps, ailerons, all going on the wings, all posable. Antennas and such on tops, some vents, top of the wing going on. Glass going in, mask it up. Gun sight going in. Top glass going on. There's a lot of glass, so your cockpit will be visible. I think you can mount those open or closed, but I'm not 100% sure. Your landing gear legs could be a little fiddly because of the angle, so pay attention. But they have to go in before final assembly when putting them in there, it looks like, because they're attaching to the sidewalls. So, both booms and engine fronts going on. The bottom of the boom. Other side, some antenna, some handrails, your other landing gear, so the same thing for the other side, of course. Rudders, the tail section, that's where the air vortex generators were, that was the tail section. The elevator between the two rudders. Props, windshield wiper. Your wheels can go on last, even though your landing gear looks like it has to go in. Like I said, it's going to be a fiddly angle, so be careful doing that. Your weapons mounting stations, and you can decide which weapons you want to mount. Rockets, bombs, fuel tanks. There's your bombs going together, your rocket pods going together. You got tips for there. There's what your loadout's going to look like. You decide how you want it. There is your finished product, and look, ICM is good enough to give you a template for masks, so you just stick a piece of masking tape over it. I'd copy this myself. Stick a piece of masking tape or cut it out and put it on, however it works for you to use this template to mask your windows. Here's the navy version, navy gray. And here, marking option number 2. Marine Observation Squadron, Quang Tri 1969, green and gray. Another navy one. And another green and gray. I thought maybe they'd be Southeast Asia camo, but I don't see it. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We've waited a long time for a 48 scale Bronco. And now we have it. Beautiful box art. Good looking plastic. I'm saying sit your ass on the bench and build one of these right away. This is going to look good in some dioramas at IPMS Nationals in Omaha next year. I like how the guns are just going off right there. Alright, no loadout on this one. He may have, the way the fire's under there, I'm assuming he dropped his load. Napalm. Thanks for watching.